Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, November 26th. A major storm will ride up the eastern seaboard over the next 24 hours or so. Just a wall of water is headed up the coast, and heavy rainfall on the order of 2 to 4 inches could fall in the big cities from D.C. to Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City between later on today and tomorrow morning. A few thunderstorms could mix in, and there should be some very strong southerly winds overnight tonight in the milder air, and temperatures will actually rise overnight tonight in most of the big city areas. By later tomorrow, the storm will pass and colder winds, another Arctic shot, will move into the mid-Atlantic region, and it'll be cold and windy as we head into Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Now, in terms of snow, in the central Pennsylvania mountains, down the central Appalachians and points to the west, we'll get accumulating snow. In fact, there was a sneaky band of snowfall last night that moved across central Pennsylvania, dumped a couple inches of snow on places like State College, and it continues to snow this morning from State College westward to Pittsburgh, for example. And again, over the next 24 hours or so, the bullseye for the snowfall accumulation will be places like western Pennsylvania and western New York, especially the higher elevations in those parts of the northeastern U.S. Well, here's the latest NEXRAD radar loop from the AOS Wisconsin website. Just a wall of water headed to the northeast. Very rich, moisture-laden Gulf of Mexico air riding up and over the cold air that still exists at the surface in the I-95 corridor. There certainly can be a brief period of ice pellets or perhaps even snow or freezing rain at the onset of the precipitation in the big city location. But for the most part, this will be a rain event, and indeed a heavy rain event this afternoon and tonight into tomorrow morning from D.C. all the way up to New York City. And this heavy rainfall will extend all the way up into New England. For example, all the way up into southeastern Maine, they could get 4 or 5 inches of rainfall over the next 24 to 48 hours. Well, here's indeed the NOAA forecast for the total precipitation amounts out of this upcoming event over the next couple of days. And when you see reds, you see several inches of snow. In fact, there are anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow depicted by the NOAA forecasters right along the I-95 corridor, and I certainly agree with this forecast. All the indications are that this will be a major rain event from I-95 and points to the east in the coastal region. Now, again, in terms of snow, really anywhere from central Pennsylvania on west, the central mountains on west will get snow accumulations, this kind of a depiction right here, and the heaviest of that will be across western Pennsylvania, western New York State, where 6 to 12 inches of snow can fall over the next 24 to 36 hours or so, all the way back into the eastern part of Ohio. Overnight tonight, temperatures will actually rise along the I-95 corridor as winds come out of the south or southeast, and there will be strong winds in the milder air overnight tonight out of the south and southeast, along with that heavy rainfall from D.C. to Philadelphia and New York City. Well, here's the weather warnings chart from NOAA, and all the dark blues represent winter weather advisories, and all of this color right here is winter storm watches posted. And again, the heaviest snowfall looks like it'll extend in this region right here over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. Western New York State, western part of Pennsylvania, and again, they had some accumulating snow overnight in central Pennsylvania. It's still snowing this morning in State College all the way back to Pittsburgh and eastern part of Ohio. East of, let's say, the I-95 line, right in this region right here, and right back to the I-95 corridor, this is a major rain event. It's been rather dry over the last several weeks. We're going from drought conditions to flood-like conditions very quickly with this particular storm. And again, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall can accumulate up and along the I-95 corridor and to the coast over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. Well, here's a look at the current surface map. Low pressures intensifying here over the Gulf of Mexico. We just saw on the radar just tremendous amounts of moisture associated with this, and this will just ride up the east coast over the eastern seaboard over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. Here's some colder air already moving into the western part of the Great Lakes. That plunges into the mid-Atlantic region late tomorrow night into Thursday on strong northwesterly winds. Another Arctic outbreak Thursday will be way below normal for this time of the year. Once again, temperatures primarily holding in the 30s with strong winds, especially in the morning on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. The winds will tend to slacken off later in the day and into the evening on Thursday. Well, let's take a look at some GFS forecast maps for the time period from this evening into Thursday morning, Thanksgiving Day morning. This is the forecast map for this evening. Low pressure moving from the Gulf of Mexico into the southeastern part of the country. Winds will increase in strength along the I-95 corridor in D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City. Overnight tonight, they'll be quite strong out of the south and southeast, pumping in milder air. In fact, temperatures will certainly hold steady and most likely rise through the 40s tonight into the low 50s perhaps. By tomorrow morning, temperatures could be in the 50s in the I-95 big city locations. This is a kind of a rain-snow depiction line here, all the way backing into the western and northwestern part of Pennsylvania. Here's where the bullseye for snowfall will be over the next 24 hours or so. Eastern Ohio, western part of Pennsylvania, western part of New York State. Let's now jump ahead 12 hours. And here's the forecast map for tomorrow morning. And again, this red line here indicates where the milder air gets pumped in. Just strong southeasterly winds overnight tonight will pump the milder air all the way back into the I-95 corridor. Temperatures rising overnight, perhaps into the 50s by tomorrow morning. But here comes the cold air on the western edge of this storm, moving across the Great Lakes region by tomorrow morning, and that certainly becomes noticeable in the Mid-Atlantic region by tomorrow evening. Let's now jump ahead to the Wednesday evening forecast map. By tomorrow night, that low is moving all the way up into the northern New England area. Northwest winds are now plunging some colder air into the Mid-Atlantic region. There certainly can be some snow shower activity in the big city locations tomorrow night as strong northwest winds push another Arctic outbreak of cold air into the Mid-Atlantic region. Those strong winds tomorrow night will continue into Thursday morning. In fact, let's take a look at the Thursday morning forecast map. By Thursday morning, it'll become dry. All the precipitation associated with this major storm has pulled way up into New England and into the southeastern part of Canada. Winds will be strong out of the northwest going into Thursday morning, but as this high drifts overhead later in the day on Thursday, I expect winds to slacken off quite a bit during the Thursday afternoon and nighttime hours, but it will be cold for this time of the year. Another way below normal type of day on Thursday in the Mid-Atlantic region. So a heavy rain event coming to the I-95 corridor over the next 24 hours with perhaps 2 to 4 inches of rainfall between this afternoon and tomorrow morning in places like D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York City. That's it for now. For the SIweather.com, I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.